high stress roles. Okay. And then chronic stress from overgiving raises cortisol by about 20%. That's going to affect your physical health big time. And I think that was in Health Psychology, which I think is a magazine, maybe a book, don't know. Anyways, in recovery, this is a landmine. You're already raw, and maybe you're grieving losses or you're fighting cravings. And if you overcommit to helping others, you risk your own sobriety. Okay. This is a very important lesson. And I've had to I talked through, one of my buddies who passed away. I remember sitting down on the couch and us having this conversation. And he was one of the guys I didn't really sponsor, but I was kind of a friend, and he would stay up, and he would, this is when I had moved away from the rehab, and I'd moved back home, and he would text me until, midnight, 1 o'clock. Okay. And he's texting through his cravings. He's working through his thoughts. He feels like he's so scrambled. It's all in the amygdala, right? Like he's got to get this off of his chest. And is that noble that he was trying to do that? Sure. It absolutely is. Is that sustainable? Absolutely not. Right. It's not sustainable for me to maintain that. It's noble that I'm listening to him, but that's not a sustainable relationship. I'm not helping him in any way, really. I'm just I'm just getting to this point where I'm not providing that structure in in any way for him or for me, right? And I'll be honest, I crashed. I crashed pretty hard, right? It was tough because I felt guilty. I felt like I need to stay awake or, something bad's going to happen. All right. The lesson behind this is that helping others works when you help yourself. I was refusing to help myself because I was helping this guy. And that's a very difficult choice, right? It's kind of like, we talk about mothers, especially for these guys that go into rehab, and they're just trying to love their kids. They're trying to love their sons. But oftentimes with addicts and alcoholics, the sad reality is that if you're loving someone else to a certain point, giving them $30 here, $30 there, taking, doing this and doing that, you're enabling them. Addicts, alcoholics have to hit rock bottom before they're able to see the truth sometimes, and that's the unfortunate reality. Same goes for just anybody, if people will take advantage of your kindness, okay? And that's something that it's up to you to pay attention to, because you will hit burnout, and you cannot give what you don't have. And if you don't have energy, if you don't have a way to care for yourself, you're going to eventually burn out, and then that's going to negatively affect the person who is looking for help, right? So anyways, tip number 1 for all of this: set freaking boundaries. This is not selfish, it's survival. So here's how you do it. Say no when you need to say no. If you're tapped out, it's okay just to say, I can't do it right now. Okay? You're not giving up on them. You're saying,